Now this is what that right hand door looks like now, with all the panels are all screwed down on there, except for across the bottom. I've still got to do the weather stripping across the bottom. That gets a different style there. But anyway, I've got the windlace here, started out down here at the bottom and tucked it underneath that Kydex, that side panel there, and run it up to the corner, cut the corner there and went up. And that's why I wanted to get this window channel, this fairing on the inside done, because that holds that windlace in and going up that window post there. Well, that's all up, and it takes a bend and goes across the top up here of this door frame. And that's all screwed down now, and there in that Kydex, that wing root panel. And then there it goes down the D window, in the front of the D window there. That was the held down with that outside window fairing, and then down. So I think that looks pretty good. That should work pretty good. It may be possible, I have to wait and see, but I may need to make some strips of some kind to go on there to double that on the outside, some stainless steel strips or aluminum strips or something like that. We'll see how this all holds up once it's in operation. But so far it looks pretty good. Now the bottom there takes a little bit different deal. That they make a special seal to go across that, that's leatherette or naugahyde or whatever you want to call it, but it goes down over that door sill on the bottom and then connects into the door. So when the door folds up, that folds up there and closes that whole seal off there. And what I'm going to do with it, I've got that vinyl left over from upholstering the seats, and that's aircraft approved vinyl. It's kind of like leatherette or whatever, naugahyde or whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to take a piece of that and fit in there for that lower door half. Well, I put that map pouch in the airplane. It's all mounted up in there, and the one place on the front of the map pouch and the where it's cut out on the Kydex side panel, they don't meet up tight together, and the Kydex is kind of flimsy there and stuff, and there's really no way to attach it. If I put a screw in there or anything like that, then the screw's going to stick into the map pouch and tear your hands up when you go in there to try to reach in to get something. Well, I put some contact cement on that when I put it together, and that worked for about a day or two before it popped loose. But I'd always had this other idea in mind here. These are some slide lock report cover sheets. They got sheets in here for covering reports and stuff. But anyway, this was my idea. I just take a little piece of this stuff. It's kind of pinches together right here, and it's nice and round on the outside. And I just take a piece of this stuff, cut to the right length, and slip that over, and that should hold those two pieces of plastic together, and it's a nice smooth edge where you're not going to get all chewed up going in and out of there. Okay, this is what we got going here now. This is the map pocket. This is the cutout in the Kydex. You can see how that pooches out there and doesn't make contact. It's nice and tight all the way around every place else. Screwed in and held in with number 6 screws. But if I put screws in through here to hold that down, they're going to protrude out into here and scratch the hell out of your fingers when you go to try to get anything out of there. I'd put contact cement in there and some clips on that to hold it down while it cured, and it held for a couple days, and then it popped loose. I figured it would, because this Kydex, there's really nothing that sticks to it. There's no glues or anything that stick to it as far as I have found by researching on it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this, I've trimmed this thing off to length, and I'm going to put that on there, and we'll see how that works. Okay, that's on there. That'd be a lot better. You slide in past that. That holds that gap together, so nothing's going to go down between the two pieces, and you can slide your hand in and out of there good without getting snagged on anything. I think that's going to work out good. Well, all of that stuff is kind of slippery. The plastic in the box and the Kydex And then of course that little clip that went on there, they're all hard plastic and kind of slippery. And there's some spring in that kydex where it pops out away from there, so I was afraid maybe that would work its way off of there. It fit on there and snapped on there pretty good, but it didn't really feel as secure to me as I would have liked. So I took it off and I filled the back end of that, the U channel in that, with some black RTV. I put quite a bit in there and then slid it back in there, on there, and we'll see, let that cure up, and hopefully that'll hold everything together. I put some spring clamps on there just to hold the tension together between the kydex and the map pocket until the RTV has a chance to set up.